Hello there assassins, welcome back to another Wheelassassin guide. This is of course Wheel, and we are back on my Stranger Things Minecraft tutorial world. We are going to be getting into another Stranger Things statue tutorial, and this one, you may be able to tell from all those levers down there, is a very beloved character, one of my favourite characters from the show, and I'm very much looking forward to teaching you guys how to build the legendary Steve Harrington. Now this is Steve from Season 2 of Stranger Things, as he's got his his naily bat that we'll call the Demogorgon Hunter 3000. And he's got his rubber gloves on, and he's got his bucket of bait. This is when they're sort of trying to bait out the Demodogs in Season 2. So very, very cool scene, very cool outfit, and also very iconic to Steve Harrington. So yeah, we're going to get some materials and get started with Steve today. Okay then assassins, so as per my other Stranger Things statue tutorials, we're going to make a start and break this down into a few sections. We're going to start of course with Steve's shoes, then his trousers, his torso, and of course his head. So we're going to take ourselves these materials for his shoes. We're going to need some smooth quartz blocks, some smooth quartz slabs, some smooth quartz stairs, and some red and blue concrete. Now of course I'm going to line up with my original build, which is just about here. I'm going to take myself a smooth quartz stair just here. We're going to take ourselves a smooth quartz block for 2 of these and another stair there. I'm also going to do myself a space away, exactly the same thing. As we know, shoes are usually nice and symmetrical, so we're sticking to that symmetry just here. Now we'll take 2 slabs at the front of these shoes, just like so. Then we'll build 2 lots of blocks behind, so 4 blocks in total, behind the slabs that is. Awesome. A block here, here and here, with slabs on top as well, to keep that kind of arch of the shoe going backwards. And then we'll go ahead and build behind these 2 just here, these 2 blocks, so the 4. 2 more blocks with 2 slabs on top. 2 more, and then 2 slabs, just like so. Perfect. Now if we spin it around to the side, obviously these are going to be nice and symmetrical on both sides and also mirrored for each shoe. So 1 red there, 1 red down here. Quartz, quartz, quartz. There's going to be a blue just at the back and then 2 red. And we'll do this the whole way around. So we start with a red, red, quartz, 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 2 red and a blue. We already know the blues are going to go here, so we'll put them in. We already know there's going to be 2 reds here, 1 here and 1 here. So we'll do all this like so, and then add in our quartz just in between the missing blocks like so. Now on the back here, it's just going to go round into a blue sort of heel, so we'll build the blue heel there, and then we'll do 2 of our smooth quartz blocks on top of those like so. Now there's only going to need to be 4 blocks exposed for the trouser leg, so what we'll do is we'll take ourselves just some quartz in the middle there, just to smooth this over. We can actually smooth over the entire shoe like so. Might make it a little bit easier for us. And then if I spin around to the side again, so we're actually going to take ourselves 3 ups and down stairs on the side. So this one actually I think is a bit different to all the others. This one's slightly bigger. And then we do ups and down stairs on the back like so. But because we have the 2 slabs at the very front, those act as our stairs basically. So we don't need to add anything to these. So we just do this around here as well. And now we're ready for the next step. Amazing. Okay then assassins, so to get started with the trousers, we will need some light blue concrete powder, some light blue wool, and a barrier. And for those that don't know how to get barriers, you want to open your chats and commands window, which should look like this. And in this text box down here, you would want to write /give @s, which is going to be for yourself. And then a space away from that one, you want to write in here barrier. Just like so. And it should come up with a little icon just there, so make sure your cursor is just after the R. Once you've got that in, you want to click enter just here, and it will say in the top left corner of your screen, you have given yourself 1 barrier. But it doesn't just mean 1, this is infinite if you're in creative mode. One thing to note about barriers is they are invisible when you're not holding a barrier. So if you play in survival mode, this will become invincible. If you're playing in creative, of course you can destroy it, but it just becomes invisible. So worth noting the 2 different sort of extra things there, just keep in mind. But these are really helpful for holding up things like concrete powder and sand and everything that basically doesn't do well with gravity. Right, we're going to need to use ourselves the concrete powder in here for the trouser leg, kind of tucked into the shoe here. And then we're going to build 18 blocks up on top of these slabs here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oops, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And we'll do this on both of these. We'll also do it on the back, but we'll go for the front side first, just so it's a bit more easier to understand. Now once you've got one of these and you're absolutely certain that it goes up to 18, you should be able to just speed run the other ones you put in, which is very helpful. And then what we'll do is we'll drop down 3 blocks, and on the 4th one place a barrier, and this will be on both sides. And this will allow us to make the trouser legs into a more 3D shape with a little bit more depth to them, which is very good. There we are. And then what we'll do for the seams on the trousers is we'll take light blue wool. So we'll put 2 blocks just in here for this part of the trouser leg, and we'll actually kind of go down in between the legs just here, and this one will come toward the back. So we'll just leave that overhanging the shoes just there at the moment. Let's build up the 18 on the back here. 18 is just there, and again over here, and again on these two as well, and this one. So basically we're trying to start off kind of skinny for the trousers, for the legs of the trousers, and then they go into a few more blocks just for the torso. So don't forget to add in your barriers just there, and then build up with your light blue concrete, and then we'll stick ourselves the 2 blue wool in there like so. Now on the sides of the trousers, what I'm going to do is start from here and take my wool all the way up just like so, and this is going to be for the seam on the side of the trouser leg, because Steve wears these light blue jeans, and you can imagine as they are denim, they're going to have this seam all the way through. And then we just build up the 18 with the blue concrete powder on both sides, between the wool, of course, or on the other sides of the wall. There's that one, and then the last one, and then you'll notice there's a bit of a gap here. So what we need to do is, of course, add in this gap and fill in the rest of the trouser leg just here. And you can also add in that inside seam with your light blue, which will also be a nice attention to detail. So don't forget to add that in. There we go. Bit of a time consuming process, but it looks really cool when it's done, and that is the main thing. Worth the effort. That one, and one more to go, and there we go. Now what I'm going to do is just build this up. It's not really important to, but I'm just going to just to be sure. And then what I might do is just quickly fill over this section in case we use any more concrete powder. I don't believe we do in this build, but just in case, we'll give ourselves a bit more of a helping hand, and we'll secure this area so it doesn't all fall through. Perfect. Now we have ourselves trousers and shoes. Let's get on to the next step. So for this next section, Assassins, it can be very daunting. It can be a bit tricky because we're building the torso, and that actually does have quite a lot of concrete powder, which I didn't really remember somehow. Never mind. We do want to take ourselves some spruce fence gates. We want to take some stripped spruce wood, some mangrove trapdoors, some warped fence gates, some blue terracotta, a barrier again, and our light grey concrete powder. But don't worry, we're going to take this nice and slow so we get this all in the complete positions that they're supposed to be in. We're firstly going to build a belt, and this is going to be pretty easy to do. We're going to go and start from the middle where the trouser seam is, and we'll take ourselves 2 blocks here, and then we'll go 2 and 2, and this way 2 and 2. Then we'll take ourselves the spruce fence gate, and we'll build 2 lots and 2 lots just here, so a total of 4. We'll do 2 open warped fence gates here, and 2 open the other end of this spruce wood. We'll take mangrove trapdoors in between these, just flattened against the spruce wood there. Then we'll take blue terracotta and build 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then we'll start from the second one in on the right side and build this up to 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11 just in here. We're then going to come across for 1, 2 just to match up with the bottom, and then build 1, 2, 1, 2. And then we'll fill this little bit in just down here. And this is kind of the under t-shirt for Steve's jacket. So we don't build any more with this material just here. And now it's time for the more troublesome part with our barriers. But don't worry, like I said, we'll take this nice and easy, and then we'll get this done well. We want to take ourselves 2 barriers just down here. 1, 2. And then for this other bit, we'll take ourselves another 2 over here as well. just like so. We'll go ahead and take our concrete powder, and we're building up, and as you can see, we're sort of over this belt just here, which is why we place these bits and bobs here, which kind of help us hold up the concrete. So we'll just put more this way. We're going to need to do another barrier just here, as this is now a new section. And we want to build these up to kind of cover up the undershirt. So we're going to take this one first. This one is going all the way to the top and extending past this block up here. This one will extend past by 2 blocks. And then we'll stick another barrier on the second blue terracotta down to be able to put, oh sorry, the top one, to be able to put another concrete powder just here. That's perfect. Yeah, good stuff. And then we'll drop down 4 blocks from this, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we want to fill up blocks until they reach this position. There we go. And then we're also going to leave ourselves 3 blocks beneath this, 1, 2, and 3, and do the same here. Oops, we got a rogue block. That's okay. That's perfect. So that's that for now. And on this side, what we need to do is place another barrier just here, add in ourselves the 2 of our concrete powders here, and then we'll build this one, coming all the way up and exceeding those 2 by 1. We'll do another one, just like so, and we'll do a third one with 1 block lower than those previous, like so. Perfect. That's amazing. Alright, we may need some new materials, but do keep your barrier and do keep your light grey concrete powder. Okay then, assassins, with the materials we have now, we're going to get on to the next step. We have a barrier, of course, we have light grey concrete powder, bamboo planks, polished tuff, polished deep slate, nether brick slabs, nether brick stairs, some black stained glass pane, and a stone button as well. And what we'll do is we'll take our bamboo planks, and we'll go down here and build a cluster of 4, just like so. We'll build this one on the top out by 1, and then build 1, 2, 3, 4 once more. Well, let's just check this out. Yeah, no, that looks good. And then we'll go down here and we'll build 1, 2, 3, so back from the first 2. And again, 1, 2, 3, but with 1 extra just here. This extra one will have 2 blocks above it, and we'll do another 2 just here. And what I'm looking at here is building, hold on. Let's just check this out. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Okay, so I'm going to do a cluster of 4 down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like so. And then up here, what I would like to do is build just another 2 like that up there. And that should be right. Looks like 4 blocks. That's 3. Yep, so that's fine. Whew, okay, that seemed like a more trickier section than it was, but that's alright. We've got that done. What I will do though is I'm going to chop off these ones and make them into slabs. I think is probably the best way. So I'm going to take out my bamboo and I'm going to swap it for bamboo slabs and place those on there like so instead. And that will allow me to place the light grey concrete powder on top without looking like it's connecting to the structure beneath, which is perfect. That is what we're going for. Now what I'm going to do is come behind this and I'm going to try and make this entire arm basically, which is going to be a little bit tricky because we need a lot of barriers. We need to know where to put them. So stay tuned. We've got this. Right, we're going to go in line with these 2 just here and place 2. And we'll build 4 barriers in a line just there instead. Then we'll do 3. And then we'll do a singular 1 at the very back. And when we put our light grey concrete powder on this, it should look like this. So from beneath, just like so. Perfect. And then we'll stick ourselves 2 just in here, with 1 just there. And then we'll build a line across here, and a line across there. And we should have this shape now. So this is the one that we're going to carry up onto the top of the sleeve. But what I'm going to do is keep going around, and I'm just going to place all these barriers in before we move on. I think it's a lot easier to place the barriers first, and then having to do that later. Or then having to do that later, sorry. So we'll do ourselves an entire row of light grey concrete powder over the jeans like so. That looks great. And then we'll keep spinning around. We'll come onto the other side and we'll continue with our barriers just along here like so. That's perfect. Alright, that looks good. I've also noticed that there's another barrier that's going to be 2 blocks high just here. So 1, 2, and then we can stick a barrier up top there. Sorry, our concrete powder just up top there. so that when we build the rest of this, it should look like a bit more texture really, and a bit more sort of like flow to the jacket rather than it all being just straight down on Steve's torso here. So that's perfect. And now we found where this 2 is. What's really helpful about this one is we can also take some barriers coming back. We can do 1, 2, 3 and 4 just here, and then we can take ourselves the 4 like so. We can build another 4, or actually what I would like to do is take 2 and 2 out like so, and build those like so. And then I want to put some blocks just in this gap here, so I'm going to need to build a barrier down here in this 4 square, just like so. And then I can place my blocks in like that. I also want to place a barrier, or another concrete, sorry, just over here, so just on this diagonal. So I have to take another barrier here and one forward and remove that one, so I can place my block just in that space there. Now I'm looking at an odd picture from behind and underneath, so I'm just kind of matching up as best I can from this angle. Now that looks good. We need another one on the other side though. So what we can do is run along from this one for 4, and then we can place those 3 in just to make the 4 like so. Now that's looking good. That is looking good. So from this angle, that looks pretty spot on. Now what we'd like to do is build down from this as well. So currently we're there. We've got that one. So yeah, we need to go underneath these ones now. So I'm going to place 2 more barriers. I'm going to remove the top barriers like that. So they've dropped down. That's absolutely fine. That looks good. Now what I might do before we continue actually is just double check my work, because I think what we had there was probably right. So let's go double check things and come back. So what we've got going here with the barriers is looking really good, but I've just taken a better photo so we can actually get a bit more of a reference. So we are about, I think, 1 block away from actually completing the elevation side of things, or the gradient coming down for the actual arm, the one that holds the bucket. So if you look at my other one, I'll just quickly show you what I'm talking about. So we're doing this right now. So we've got to match up where these barriers are with our new Steve basically. Now this is just a big cluster on the bottom, so that's actually quite easy to get to, and we're almost there. So we've got these 6 blocks just here, we've got these 2, and we've got the 2 underneath. We'll do 2 more up here and place our concrete just ready to go. But then in front of this, what I've done is I've put these on the corners which are right, but these 2 in the middle are not. So we're going to drop these 2 in the middle down, just like that, which is perfect. And now these ones are where the starting position for the 2 clusters of 4 come in. So there's going to be 4 and another 4, and then we should be able to place blocks on top of this, and it should kind of look like the angle of a sleeve, which is perfect. So that's spot on. That's absolutely brilliant. Now if we follow this back up, so we've got the 2 just here, there's going to be another singular 1 just there. There won't be on the inner side because we've actually basically finished this side up, which is great. So there's that singular 1 just there. There's another singular 1 that comes up just after it, and there's also a 3rd one. So we're going to have to place a 3rd one just up here as well. Now it looks weird at the moment, I know, but it will look better afterwards. Then we just keep this cluster in, which is absolutely fine. But then we also need to place ourselves another 3 barriers just down here. So that way we can place blocks there and then fill in the gaps. And it shouldn't look as bad now, as you can see. That's great. Now this one makes sense to me, but this one does not. So I'm just going to quickly check, have a look what I've done here. That angle looks absolutely fine, which is why I'm confused. Oh, I see what I've done. So this one we need to move up. So where I've done these 3, we'll take that one up there instead, and then I'll place those there instead. There we go. Yep, that's much better. So we leave this one, instead of continuing up and down, we just jump a block and go up here. And then we do another 3 at the top, and that is the entire elbow complete. So that is a really, really tricky section kind of out the way there. And one final barrier that we'll just do is just diagonally around the corner there for, as you can see, the gap beneath. And we just do concrete powder there. That's great. Getting those out the way is a huge deal. That's going to save a lot of hassle and a bit of a headache for later. So good stuff. All right, brilliant. Let's get on to the front side and add some more detail up here. Okay, so using the materials we've gathered beforehand, we're going to take ourselves the polished tuff, and we're going to basically build a backpack strap on this left side, and we'll do one on the right side as well, and hopefully over to Steve's back for his backpack. So we want 4 blocks of tuff just up here. We want 2 blocks down in this gap just here. Tuff just underneath. Tuff coming straight down to the gap here. And then 2 diagonal on the end there. We'll do 2 deep slate. We'll do 4 deep slate. And that is that. We can also do another deep slate just back here on a diagonal to that too. Perfect. And then down here we'll fill in this with light grey concrete powder, just underneath the tuff there. There's going to be 2 lots of light grey concrete powder up here, and this actually goes behind the rubber glove. Rubber glove? Rubber glove, like so. So this one you don't actually see, it's going to go behind the backpack strap. So we stop this one on the 3rd block of deep slate just here, and then this goes into 1, 2 coming up, and then there's going to be a row all the way in here coming right the way up and finishing next to, or just before actually, that one on its own, the deep slate at the top. So it's like 2, and then you've got these 2, 2 and 1, so 5, and then you've got this row down here all the way to the glove at the bottom. And then this one, to complete this 2D shape, we'll build this up until it's 2 blocks from the top, just like so. I'm so sorry about the mess I've been making on the floor. Allow me to clean up. There we go. I watched the tutorial one time and a guy was just leaving all his rubbish on the floor and it was bothering me. So hopefully it's not bothering you guys too much, but you can pull me up on it in the comments if you wish to. We'll take a stone button just here, another one just here, and we'll do to the other side as well, like so. We also want to take a pocket on this side of the jacket, so we're going to go and use our barrier to our advantage. Going to drop to the block beneath, go into this one, and then these 2 here is where I'm going to start my sort of pocket. I'm going to take 2 and 3 nether brick slabs, 3 of my light grey concrete powder, 1 of my nether brick stairs just here, and then 2 of my stained glass panes just here. Then I'll take myself another row of my light grey concrete powder behind, and this is going to come up just to basically with the glass just there. And that way we can use our tuff. We can go with 2 blocks up here. We can go with 1 block just here. And then we can take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 just down there like so, with 1 diagonally behind. So kind of showing the underarm. We'll follow this along with our polished deep slate. Up to there. We'll do 1 just in here, and then 2 up here as well. We're also going to do ourselves a load of grey concrete behind it that you're not going to see, but you will see this 1 singular block at the very top. Very important. The same on the opposite side as well. There's going to be just 1 on that side there, and the rest of that's going to be for the bandana that Steve's wearing to cover his mouth from all the fumes in the tunnels, which is totally fair. We're going to now build ourselves some light grey concrete powder forward for this arm. We're going to build it until we reach ourselves this tough block just here. Then we're going to continue with this one forward, so you'll have to make this into a much more full shape, like so. We'll build these 2 forward like so. We want to then build 2 down from this, like that. And then we're going to build 4 lots in front of this, like so. This one is going to have 2 lots in front of it, like this. So that's perfect, that looks really good. And this will have more blocks in front of it, but we need to build the glove for that first. On this side, you can also kind of copy the design that you've been making. So we're going to actually build this one up to those 2. This one, so you've got that 1 on the other side. And then on this side, we'll build that one, but this one is going to come up even further behind. So this one here will come up 2 more blocks, 3 more blocks, and then this one will go all the way up to the deep slate just there. Then there'll be some deep slate here, some grey concrete powder just here to go above the deep slate, and then again in here as well, just like that. Now there's going to be another block behind this, so it comes up even further, like so, which assumes that we're going to put polished deep slate just here with our tuff just here for the backpack strap to come over. But I'm not 100% sure, I'm just kind of guessing there. I think it is from memory, but just double check later. And then we're going to take ourselves light grey concrete powder, coming up to match that side just there. Then we want to do ourselves a block here and a block just there to again make that shoulder kind of look just there. That's perfect. That really does look like an 80s teenager, doesn't it? That's great. Now what we'll do is we'll spin around to the back and we'll try and fill up this arm just here. So if I'm going to go to the very back, which is where I want to start, I'm going to build, hold on a second, let's have a look what we've done. So we can use these shoulders to our advantage. So if we go up with these ones, and up to this position, then we want to go past this with these 3 for 2 blocks, because that's what we've got on the front. And then the next one is going to be past it for another 2 blocks, because we've got 2 block gap just there. Hopefully this is making sense, but if not, just follow my lead and pretend you know what you're doing. It's all good. Wing it. That's the best way to be. And then we'll go up here and we'll add in these 3. Just like that, because we only have a 1 block gap, so we only need 1 block on the side. If that makes sense. And then on the way back down is we're going to copy what we've done here. So that one's 1. And then this one should be 2. And then the last one should be just 1 again. Just like so. Because we've only got 1 jump, that one's 2, and that one was 1 when we first started. So that's perfect. Then we'll take ourselves around the back here. Now this one is an interesting one because we're going to build up to a certain amount of blocks. I'm just going to roughly build up to where that tuff is on the front there. And then what I'd like to do is I'm going to count from the top up here with some polished deep slate. So I'm going to go next to this one, just here, and take polished deep slate for here, 4 blocks down, like so, with tuff down from that one, and polished deep slate here for 2. And then down beneath this, I want to put 2 blocks of my light grey concrete powder. So we'll need another barrier, like so. That means that that one is going to be trimmed off, because I'm going to need to place myself 2 more polished deep slate, and then 3 of my tuff, just like so. And then I also want to build a bit more of a 3D shape for my backpack. So I'm going to take myself onto the second tuff and build out by 1. And then this one is going to come down for 5 blocks. 3, 4, 5. And then I'll build 4 in front of it. And that's great. So now we're onto an entirely new section and almost to the peak of the backpack. And the peak meaning, you know, the depth of the backpack. Now what we'll do down here is we'll go back on this block, add in 1, add in 2 beneath with 1 out, just like so. And you can see we've got a gap. In the gap we'll add in 2 tuff, and we'll build this up until we have no more deep slate. We'll build 2 more deep slate up here, which is great. And then we'll come back down to this one. We'll go in on this block, 1 down. We also want to fill in the block behind it, so we'll add in another 1 there. And we want to fill up 2 blocks in the middle of the backpack at the bottom, so just like so. Then we can take this one for 3 extra, so it'll be 4, so it comes out by 1 block on each side. This one comes out again, so we'll need to build it out on the other side. And that one's in line, so we just build that across. And now we build this whole thing across, across, and across. Now we're on the deep slate at the top, so we'll actually add in tuff in the middle for 4, and 4. 2 deep slate on this side. And then I'm going to leave that because I can't really see what's going on at the top at the moment. But so far it's looking amazing. It really is looking cool. If we go around to the other side, we can basically do exactly the same thing as what we're going to do on the right side. So that's helpful. We can actually just use that side to our advantage. So we know it's going to be like this because this side is. And then on top is going to be, this side is going to be 3 blocks of deep slate, coming back for 2. But of course we have the back coming out of this side of the backpack, so we leave a space for the back to start. I think I'm actually going to do 4 there, you know, because I think it's 4 up top as well. So yeah, that's fine. And then back down this side, behind our tuff just here, we're going to take ourselves 2 lots of deep slate to come out of 2. We're going to build the back one down by 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's just diagonal from that one. Then 2, 3, 4 for that one. A tuff block goes in here. A tuff block goes back there. We're going to take ourselves some deep slate just here, here, and here. So that should match onto the other side. We'll run this along the bottom just to make it a bit easier. And then we'll take ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4 with 2 forward and 1 tough in that gap. That's perfect. And that is a backpack, basically. That looks great. Now what we can do is fill up this space in here. Now then, as I said, we know that this one's here. We build on top of that by 1 block, and then there's going to be some deep slate on top of this. 3 deep slate. There'll be 3 tough on top of that one, and 3 tough down the side of the deep slate. 3 more deep slate. 3 more deep slate. 2 more deep slate. 2 deep slate coming back down. 2 deep slate in there, because that's all we can see. And then if we go to the other side, basically in this line now is going to be our light grey. So I'm just going to build barriers across this way. This one will probably end up being part of the bat, but I'm not entirely sure. But I think because this row of where it is, it's just going to be, you know, light grey concrete powder. So we'll take our light grey concrete powder in this gap. We'll just do it in a smooth row at this point, and then I'm going to build up like that for those 2. 3 on this one. 3 again, 3 again, 3 again. Then 2, but I don't know about this side just yet because of that bat. So I'm going to leave that be and not mess with that anymore. But so far that looks really, really strong up there, which is brilliant. Now if we come back down, we can just fill in the underside gap. Now this one's really easy to do because we literally just cover up any holes. So I quite like this section. It's always good fun. It's always satisfying. And you feel like you've done a good job. So once everything is filled in, just enough to see if we've got any gaps. We haven't, but it looks good. And now if you fill in this one as well, and then fill in these ones because this is the underarm, so there's nothing going on that's crazy down here. It should also, yeah, look really cool from the back. I mean, that looks perfect. That's really good. Amazing, guys. Now again, we can see the pattern for our arm just up here, so we may as well build this on the back too. We'll build these ones along, and they'll come in this space, and they won't actually move. These ones are going to stay. Now it's going to get crazy. We're going to build this one up to that position, but then we're going to take ourselves 2 more barriers to be able to place 2 more blocks there. This one's going to go up 1 block higher, and then 1 even further, 1 block higher. Then we'll do ourselves 2 more barriers, 2 more blocks, 2 more barriers, and 2 more blocks. And that way we can finish up with our polished deep slate in this gap, and then polished deep slate over the shoulder for the strap just here. And you can follow that along with the tough, just like that. Amazing. And then as you can see, there's a bit of a gap just in this base. So what we'll do is place a barrier and 1 concrete powder just there. Now that is great. That looks so strong. Now what I might want to do before we continue is just quickly finish the underside of this hand, because as you can see, we've got a bit of a gap where the glove is supposed to be. For a second I thought it was this gap, but that's actually fine. It's going to be this gap where of course we need the hand in the bucket. So maybe we should do that next. What do you reckon? Let's get some materials and get on with that section. Okay then, assassins, so for this next part we're going to take ourselves the glove and the bucket with the bait for the demo dogs. We're going to need ourselves some bamboo stairs, bamboo planks, a bamboo slab, iron bars, polished andesite stairs, polished andesite slabs, polished andesite, muddy mangrove roots, and light grey concrete powder as well. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take ourselves the bamboo planks firstly down here. We'll take 1, 2, 3, just like so. And we can do this the whole way along actually for these 4, just like that. Now we've got these in place, we're going to go to the end and add in ourselves a block just... No, I'll tell you what, we're adding a slab just here and a slab the other side with 2 blocks in between. Then we'll take ourselves light grey concrete powder for 4 and 4, and then 4 and 2, just like so. So it's quite a big jump down from the sleeve just there, but that's actually perfect. Steve's hand needs to look like it's kind of, the fist is a little bit different to the rest of the hand. It's kind of going at a 90-degree angle to hold the bucket, which is what we're trying to achieve in Minecraft, which is very difficult. But that is good. Then we'll take ourselves 2 more slabs. Actually, we'll take just the 1 back here, I think. Just like so. Is it there? Or is it forward? We'll find out in a moment. We're going to take ourselves a block down here, though. and we're going to go one forward and one here, like so. And then we'll do slabs in here for these two. We'll take 3 blocks beneath that to then build 3 stairs out and 3 stairs directly underneath upside down, like so. Upside down, no pun intended. Then we'll take ourselves this slab just here instead. So it's kind of going around the corner there like that. That's good. And then I'm just going to change my perspective just so I can see this a bit better. From the underside, if we get on here, we're going to go onto the glove area just down here. We will take ourselves a slab here, 2 blocks like so. And then beneath this bit, we can actually build those 3 out. Those two, and also that one just there. Like so. So it looks a bit strange, but it looks good. And then we'll build these 3 again. I'm actually going to build 2 just here, and then 2 there. And then I'm going to build a slab just in here, like so. Perfect. Now what I'm going to do is add in myself an iron bar just here, another one here with one down, and then another one out, oops, to the back, like so. And this will be for the bucket in a second. That looks good. Oh, actually, just looking at this, I might actually make this a little bit more flush to the glove, like so. Yeah, that's much better. Cool. Now if we go along to the other angle, which is probably around this side. Now beneath these blocks, well, these slabs here, we'll take ourselves 2 blocks down. I'm going to do a slab down here, an upside down stair just here, and one here. And then I'll take myself a block just in there like so, just a normal block. And that's pretty good. It looks a bit strange. It's a very strange looking hand, but that was the best I came up with on the stream. But never mind. We'll do 2 more iron bars here with one across like so, and then one more down here and down the back as well. And now what we'll do with these is we'll add in ourselves the handles for our bucket. Now these are going to be made with our polished andesite stairs, one here and one the opposite side. Upside down stairs follow beneath these, with then a slab beneath those, like so. And then we'll take ourselves a polished andesite block, and we'll go to here and here. And what we're going to do is we're basically going to try and build, actually let's take these off. We're going to try and build stairs around the inner circumference of the bucket, which is a little bit tricky, but it's worth starting with 3 blocks on the sides like so, and then going in like a bit of a zigzaggy shape until you reach 3 on the side there. Actually, it might be worth doing both of these at the same point. So this way, forward, that way, and then only join when you reach 3 again, like that. It's very bizarre and it's a little bit tricky, but you'll get there. That one, that one, that one, that one, and then here. I think the bucket was one of the hardest sections when I was building this tutorial. There we go. So that looks pretty good. Once you have them and they are the same on all sides, very important, you want to build the blocks down. Now what we're going to do is we're going to build 5 blocks down. This counts as a block. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the middle down, 5 on the sides. So 5 there, 5 here, 6 down on this one, 5, 5, 5, 6, 5, 5, 5, 6, oops, 5 again, and a final 5 just there. Now when you reach the very bottom, we'll take ourselves upside down stairs here and here, so on these 3s, like so. We'll do a slab in between them, just to level them all out, like so, and then we'll take ourselves blocks again for the very bottom of this bucket. Now we don't want the bucket sagging on the bottom, it's supposed to be an iron bucket, it's very, very strong, so we'll just do blocks in there like so, and I think that looks pretty good. But if you want to add any more detail, you just want to go ahead and build 3 blocks in the middle bit there, 1 block here, 1 block there, and then you can just do slabs the whole way around, like that. It's up to you. If you like that better, feel free. If you don't, then feel free to keep it as it was. You could even just add slabs in these spaces a bit more. As you can probably tell, I'm looking at my original thinking, this doesn't look right. I'm just trying to make it exact the same as I can. There we go. So that's a bit better actually. Yeah, that's perfect. And then all we do for the bait inside is we just add in muddy mangrove roots, just like so. But I wouldn't add them in as in like smoothing over the bucket, because I think that looks a bit boring. What I would do is try and put some leveling into this. So put maybe one there, maybe do another down in here, and then maybe put like one up a little bit higher, one again lower just there. Make sure you cover that little gap. Another one higher there, maybe another one just there. So kind of make it look chunky and yeah, just not very pleasant to be honest, but it's supposed to be demo dog food and demo dog bait, so it's not going to be the most tasty, is it? But there we are, we have the gloves. Oh my goodness, we're getting there. We are getting there, I promise you. We're doing a good job. Right, whilst we have the iron bars on us as well, we can actually go ahead and put some iron bars on Steve's torso. Now these are going to go up the side of his jacket here for the zip. So we'll build this all the way up. And this one comes just beneath the start of the buttons here. We leave that gap empty, just in there like so. That's perfect. Right, I'm going to get onto some new dimensions and work around the rest of this side. So finishing off the backpack with the bat, and then we'll get onto his head and make the iconic Steve the Hair Harrington head. Hell yeah. Okay then, assassins, let's get ourselves Steve Harrington completed, or at least his body completed, and then we'll work on his head in a second. We're going to take some polished deep slate slabs, some polished tough slabs, some light grey concrete powder, some stripped birch wood, a lever, grey stained glass pane, and iron bars as well. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go up to his right shoulder over here, where we left that gap. You know, I said earlier about the bat. I wasn't sure where it sort of fit in correlation to the actual like rest of the jacket. Well, I figured that part out. We're going to go ahead and take ourselves some barriers. Now we should be able to nick some from here. If you need to get some back, remember the command I told you? It's /give @s barrier just there. We'll put 3 in here, and we'll put 3 of our light grey concrete powder here. We will then do ourselves 3 polished deep slate slabs here. We'll do ourselves some tough up here. We'll do 4 of these with 1 forward, just to cover that gap. Perfect. I'm going to trim these down and also put slabs in their place, because it is meant to be slabs, like so. Perfect, so back over here. We'll then take the blocks coming back down, so we can actually just trade these for the blocks that they're supposed to be. So we'll do ourselves the polish just here, the deep slate, and then the polished tough just there. And then we'll also build these up as well. So as we did on the opposite side, we've got this kind of weird design going. We'll copy this design on this side. So we've got the 4th tough there, deep slate just here, and then it's going to go up with deep slate here, and then a tough for those 2 just there. And these should be on the same level. Make sure to do your 1 of your light grey concrete powder just in this gap, which is perfect. And then for our bats, we are going to need to take ourselves a couple blocks starting here. Sorry, I was just checking the other side. Yes, a couple blocks just starting over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to build on top of these polished deep slate for 2, another 2, 3 lots of 2, 4 lots of 2, just like so. Then we'll do 1 lot of 2, and then we'll build this one coming up for another 2, but on the way down we'll do it up just 1 lot of 2, and we keep this theme going the whole way up. So another lot of 2 will start here, and this will go further, and we basically want to extend this until we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these kind of jolts up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, let's do 5 and 6, and now we know where to stop. So now we can build this down. Remember, we go up 1 at a time, like so. Perfect, and we stop up here on this final one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Up here we'll just quickly add in these blocks as well, so it's worth 2 blocks instead of 1, like that. And then what we'll do, we'll add in ourselves these levers, and we're going to come down to the 4th rivet. We'll actually do the 3rd. The 3rd seems pretty good, but we'll make sure that these screws, these nails, come all the way around the bat just here. Amazing. We'll do some on this side, of course. We'll do some on the top. Make sure these are pointing kind of the opposite directions. And then what I'd recommend doing, guys, is when you come back down, put them on the sides rather than facing forward, just because they look a little bit sharper, which is really cool. So there we go. That looks pretty cool. And I would just change the direction of some of these just so that they look a bit more random. They've been, you know, rushed to be put into this bat, and we're going to try and present that here as well. So I'll put them all the way down here like so. Maybe do that one like that as well. Point that one outwards, that one down. Just them randomly kind of placed like so. And that should look like a bat from back here, which it does. That looks epic. I'm just going to check. I feel like mine is a little bit shorter than my original. Let's just have a look how many rivets are on this one. I think it's 6, but I'll just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, that's perfect. Is it the width of it? Maybe it's the width. I think it looks fine to me. Let's just double check the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that's absolutely fine. Maybe it's just my vision. But nope, that looks great. So if you're happy with it, you can move on to the next step. And the next step is going to be to place some blocks onto our backpack just here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take ourselves 4 glass panes just here. Second block down from the tuff. Then we'll go down here. We'll build on this block here, so just diagonally up. 1, 2 iron bars, and then 2 more glass panes there for like a zip on the backpack. And that's perfect. Now we're ready to complete Steve's head. Oh yeah. So Assassins, the final materials we will need to complete Steve Harrington are going to be these. We're going to need some red concrete, some red glazed terracotta, some stripped birch wood, some brown concrete, some white concrete, mangrove wood, stripped spruce wood, and some brown terracotta as well. Now what we're going to do is, these are my worst colours for colour blindness, just to warn you. So if I do get confused, pull me up on it in the comments below, guys, alright? Okay, we're ready. We got this. Okay, we're going to go ahead and place ourselves 2 birch blocks behind this blue terracotta. So what I'm going to do is build just like so. But there's still a gap here, as you can see. And I don't want there to be a gap, so I'm going to take my blue terracotta back here. And I'm also going to take myself another grey just to go in this gap. So I'm just going to stick a block just to place it on like so. Then I'm going to take myself my red and my red glazed terracotta. Red glazed here. Red, red glazed. Red glazed, red, red glazed, red, red glazed. Red, red glazed, red, red glazed, red, like so. 5 blocks of my birch with 1 nose just sticking forward in the middle. 2 blocks up. I'm going to do myself a brown concrete here and here for the eyes, and then 2 white surrounding the eyes on both sides. Now we're going to build this into a 2D shape firstly, so we'll start with the hair on the front and we'll work backwards. But around here we need to complete up the side, so I'm just going to add in blocks to add in my jacket just there, for those 4 blocks just there. Well, I'm going to make this one come back a little further, so we'll take that one to 2 blocks back, and that's fine for 3. Perfect. So up here we're going to take ourselves the mangrove, the stripped spruce wood, and the brown terracotta. We're going to start with our spruce up here, so it comes out forward for 1. Mangrove for 1. We'll do spruce in the middle, up at the top. 2 spruce coming forward here, like so. We'll do a mangrove coming down just here. And a spruce on the side just like so. I'll do a mangrove back up there on the side. And a spruce up there on the side. Mangrove here. Spruce here in the middle. I'm going to take my brown just next to this one and forward for 1. Like so. Except this looks a little bit dark, so what I might do is just take my brown concrete instead. Just like that instead. And then maybe can swap out the brown for the eyes with terracotta. Up to you. I'm just going to double check my original. Sorry to do this on camera, guys. This one is also the brown concrete. So we've got the brown concrete up there and the brown concrete in the eyes. That's where I was a little confused, because I was like, I thought we just used one material for the eyes and kept that, but nope. We're mixing all of them up, which is kind of fair enough. We're going to take ourselves some more spruce here, and on the side as well for 2. Another mangrove will drop down, and there'll be a spruce behind it. There's going to be another mangrove up here, with a spruce on top of it. There'll also be a spruce behind, down, and to the left. There'll be another one up there. There'll be another spruce back here with mangrove on top. And then there'll be a brown terracotta in here. And there should be another spruce just in here, I believe, just like so. Although that's starting to look a little bit more like brown concrete, so I'll put that in there just in case. There's also going to be another stripped spruce wood just in there. And that is the front, which looks ridiculous. But we'll sort this out. We're going to move around to the right side now. We're going to start off by continuing our bandana around the corner. So continuing the pattern that goes along. Like so. And we'll build it just down there. You can build this the whole way along just to there if you wish to. It might save you some hassle. And then on the end here, we'll take ourselves some spruce. We'll take some brown concrete coming out. A spruce block here. We'll take mangrove for 2. With a spruce on the side just here. I'm going to take a block for my ear. So I'm going to do 1 birch just here. Brown concrete just here. I'll do some more birch back in the face there. I'm going to do some spruce up here. Mangrove up here for 2. Spruce up here for 2 technically. Brown terracotta just there. I'm going to take myself spruce here and upwards for 1 and then along for another one. I'm going to do a mangrove just here. A mangrove out the side, diagonally to the right. And down here I'll also do myself a spruce in there like so. Brown terracotta just here. We'll do a brown concrete just here. A spruce block just in here. A brown terracotta next to the spruce, with spruce coming down. Spruce in this gap just in here. Oops. There we are. We'll do spruce just behind this one. So again, just there like so in that line. Then I'm going to take myself mangrove beneath and on top of that one. And then I'm going to take myself brown concrete upwards from that one at the back there. I'm then also going to take myself up above this one, so 1 block above this one, and place myself a spruce up there, but knock out the block between. I'll take another spruce just here as well, and I'll take a spruce behind this one and up top, like so. Awesome. This is starting to look kind of like Steve. It's very, very messy, I know, but that's the whole point. We've got to make it messy in order to properly make the shape of Steve Harrington, you know. In the space here where we've just left this one, we're going to take 2 of our spruce just like so. Perfect. All the rest of this looks great. I'm going to trade this one for a mangrove just up there instead. That looks good. And behind it I'll do myself the brown up there like so. Now down this way, going toward the back of the head, we've got our mangrove just in here, which is perfect. I'll go behind it and place 1 beneath, just like that. I'm also going to want to place 1 just on here for that collar bit. Now then, we're going to turn the corner again, and we're going to go to the very back of our head. Starting on the bottom row, we'll take a brown terracotta and a spruce block. A spruce block will go in here for that diagonal corner. We'll do spruce here with a mangrove on top coming out forward. 1 mangrove in here. 2 of our spruce next. Spruce here. Brown terracotta just in here. And we'll do a brown terracotta that side as well. Well, actually, we'll take that as a brown concrete. Why not? We'll go with 2 more spruce, 2 more spruce. We'll do a mangrove in here. 2 mangrove up the side here. A mangrove needs to go in this space just in here. And in this gap, we'll take this one as a spruce instead. We'll do a spruce up here. We'll leave that one as a brown from before. We'll do our brown terracotta up here. And in this space, we'll just add in a spruce down there. Up here, this all looks great. We'll take a spruce coming forward, just there, and a mangrove behind it. A mangrove here, with a spruce down. A spruce in that gap. A spruce in the gap back there. And in this gap here, we'll just do a brown terracotta in the middle. Over this way, we'll do ourselves a mangrove just here. A spruce between those 2. Up top, we'll do ourselves a brown concrete. We'll do spruce just in that gap there. And then as we've got to this position here, we'll do ourselves another 2. So spruce comes up on top, basically, just there. Behind this, I'm going to do myself a spruce, and I'm going to do a brown terracotta on the very top. Then I can put a spruce just here. And I know there's a third one, so I'll put another one just diagonally out from that one there. There's another brown terracotta that goes in here, just like so. Then there'll be 2 spruce that come down the side there. Another brown terracotta comes all the way down to pop out on the underneath the spruce. Brown concrete, just here. And then a mangrove beneath that one just there. Kind of back, tucked back away. Perfect. Up here, where we have the spruce overhanging, we're going to do one up top just there. Beautiful. We'll do one just here, and then one at a diagonal down here, like so. And I'm now going to turn the corner, so we'll go back along toward the front of the head, and then we'll work on the top. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. It's a tricky section, but it looks good. Around the side here, I'm going to take this one and change it into a spruce, and a spruce down here with mangrove on top. Spruce here, another block of birch for my ear, birch for my ear. I'll do another birch block just here and here behind the eye. That's great. I can do another one up here behind the eye just there, on top of the eye. And then spruce that comes out from it. There'll be a brown concrete that comes out from this one. Spruce back behind the ear, just like so. Actually, this one was going to be a brown terracotta. Then this one will be a brown concrete. And then a spruce up here. Spruce, spruce. There'll be a mangrove just here. A mangrove in the back just there. Brown concrete just in there, like so. There'll be a spruce gap and some wood in here. And there'll be a spruce up the top. A spruce just in here. And in this gap back here, we're going to do a spruce all the way back, just to there. Perfect. That way we can take ourselves a spruce up top here. And then we'll do another one just there. And we'll have to come back to the rest of these blocks, because I only know if there's one brown concrete for the rest there. But the rest we'll fill in a minute. Back down this way though, we can take the rest of our bandana, which is of course our red glazed terracotta and red concrete. And then I think that's good to go, you know. It looks great. It looks really good. This one I'm going to swap out for a brown terracotta, but the rest of it looks good. So now if we work on the top section, take this picture from this way around. So I'm just going to check what I've got going on. I'm going to do another spruce just in this space here. We have ourselves at the moment that spruce there, but I'm going to move this one back. And in this space, I'm going to put myself a brown terracotta. Then I'm going to go with a spruce just here and 2 more spruce just there. A brown concrete just in here. Spruce just here. Brown terracotta just here. Spruce just here. A spruce wood just here with brown concrete. A spruce block just in here. And then the final one is going to be 2 lots of spruce. And that hopefully won't leave Steve Harrington with any holes in his head. And it should all be textured to give him the Steve the Hair Harrington hair, you know? The proper hair. And I think that looks really cool. Right, let's just check Steve for any holes, anything we may have missed. I don't think we did. We spent a long time making sure everything was perfect. And he looks pretty cool to me. So hell yeah, we can call it a day. Good stuff, Assassins. Well, there you have it, guys. That has been how to build Steve Harrington from, of course, Stranger Things, but Season 2 here in Minecraft. I really hope you've had fun building this one. Like I say, Steve is one of my favourite characters in the series. So now you can actually build yourself the iconic duo. That is Steve and, of course, Dustin as well. As you can see, Lucas is just behind me, and we also have coming up Nancy and Will just beyond her as well. But I so far have Max built with a tutorial, Vecna has his own tutorial, Mike and 11 do as well, so definitely check those out. I don't think I'm missing anyone, I hope I'm not. But yeah, be sure to check out the playlist with all of these Stranger Things statues within them. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Drop a like on this video if you've enjoyed it, and please consider subscribing today for future Stranger Things tutorials. I have so many more on your way. So I would be on the lookout for them if I was you, definitely, especially if you're a big fan. Follow me up on the Discord, check us out on social media, guys, and that is all from me. Have a lovely one, and goodbye for now. Thank you so much for watching.